and let us all do we can to build a better future.
So I am going to wrap this up with news of a bill. It has passed the House. And it's now in the Senate. It's called the Press Act, and it is Protect Reporters from Exploitative State Spying Act. And what it is going to do is it's going to make it much more difficult for the federal government to try and pressure journalists to reveal their sources.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And will also provide the same protections for communications such as telecom companies, internet companies. So it's supposed to provide an extra layer of protection. And I'm certainly, I'm all for it. Obviously, I have severe concerns. There is an exception for things like immediate threat of violence or terrorism. Still, I feel like, look, Fox guarding the hen house.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like I don't trust any of this. Yes, I want to see the protection there, and I would like to see it, certainly in the hands of ethical judges, and that would be a very good thing. But again, it's the Fed saying, "Oh yeah, we want journalists to be protected against us." Sure, we do.
I have to say, I call this into question because, again, well, look, the Press Act does sound good on paper.
Yep.
We have to remember a lot of whistleblowers and journalists who've been covering stories and current events, are always at risk of being censored and suppressed by the establishment media. We have a lot of journalists and whistleblowers who have been marked as enemies of said state. Take for example, one journalist who isn't even an American citizen is fighting for his life in the European hemisphere for exposing war crimes and so much more. I can't say his name because YouTube will hit us and will compare his name to a swear word or something violent.
What about all that press freedom?
Yeah, exactly. So the thing is, establishment media, or is it at, hey, representatives? What about a guy named Jules and another person who's snowed in somewhere on the continent of Asia? I mean, you gotta be a little clever with the words here. And I do apologize, folks, but understand this: YouTube likes to play the screw around game. But okay, hey, elected leaders, are you going to do anything about these two heroes that exposed obvious war crimes and abuse of power? No or yes? Because the thing is, too, we here at Heartlands Media have been hit not once, but 7 times unfairly for covering stories and current events.
Which they've admitted was unfair. I mean, each time we've won the appeal.
Yep, exactly. So I have to say, I mean, Lainey, I want to give you the final note on this story because I just because this is your segment. So, Lainey, take it away.
Folks, I've lost faith. I've really lost faith. We have to do it for ourselves. And at this point, we're so enmeshed in something that we've come to rely on in hopes of believing that it's honest and true and that the system is going to work for us. I don't think it has, and I don't think it has for a long time. Look at this this act. I mean, look at this Robinson-Patman Act. It's only on the books. Nobody's bothering to enforce it because the government has become so enmeshed with business that business is no longer being restrained by the government. And the government has thrown its hands up and said, we're not going to do anything about it. I hope to see discussion about this act being enforced and some questions about why we have laws on the books that we cannot and will not enforce.
Agreed.
But awareness, things can begin with awareness, but it's going to take all of us, as Kit likes to say, to build a better future and work together and force the enforcement. So there we are.
Agreed 100%, Lainey.